As artificial intelligence moves from labs and data centers to streets and smartphones, the tech community is gathered at Baidu Create 2019 in China to plan for this AI-centric future. AI isn't a single workload, it's a pervasive capability that will enhance every application, whether it's running on a smartphone or in a massive data center. For the past 3 years, Intel has been optimizing Baidu's Bai-Tel deep learning framework for Intel Xeon scalable processors. The combined hardware and software has a single purpose: training models at lightning speed. From modern architecture like the building behind me referred to as Big Pants, to the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, the GeekWire Studios team is in Beijing for Baidu Create 2019. I'm Brian Westbrook, and you're watching Shift, presented by Intel and GeekWire.
To push the limits even further in the deep learning training space, we are embarking upon a new class of hardware. We call this the Neural Network Processor, the Intel Nirvana Neural Network Processor, or NNP. And we're very proud to announce today at Baidu Create that Intel has been collaborating deeply with Baidu on developing this next generation of AI compute.
We've been working with Baidu for the last several months, and they'll be one of our definitional customers when we roll the product out later this year.
Now, one of the things you mentioned during this announcement is that it's not just a hardware solution. Elaborate a little bit, explain.
Yeah, so hardware is only as good as how easy it is to program. So you really need to enable multiple methods of programming and extracting performance and capabilities from it. And so I actually believe that that's in some ways harder. Once you have the basic underpinnings in the hardware, the I/O, the memory bandwidth, the compute capabilities, you really need to wrap it in software that makes it easy to use for developers to actually build solutions on that matter for their business.
Baidu and Intel have been working together on some amazing breakthroughs. How has that partnership been, and what's that look like in the future?
Well, Baidu has been a great partner. I think it's really been this engineer-to-engineer kind of collaboration, and I think it's going to deepen. We're working together even more closely than ever before on the NNPT. For instance, we've been working, weekly meetings, even though with the large distance between us. But basically, sharing their problems and giving us feedback, and we come back with new solutions and we iterate from there. I think this is how new technology has to come into the world. Baidu has the use cases and the end users. We have the core technology.
This partnership is very critical. Intel is producing a customized chip for Baidu in order to support Baidu's effort. We know that Baidu's cloud business is fast growing, is a significant player in the China market, and Baidu is taking a leading position in autonomous car driving.
What does the next 5 years look like for AI?
We're really going to be exploring the space of reinforcement learning with very, very large parameter models. And what's exciting about that is that I think it's going to get to a point where we can actually start training these things like you would an animal. The programming paradigm for a dog is, fetch and reward, right? We want to get to a similar kind of a thing with a neural network. And as we build more capabilities in reinforcement learning, generalization, and scale, we'll actually be able to build systems that can learn from data in a very similar way.
Aha! Found it once. See if I can trick Shadu, the pouring robot. Not bad. That's some AI technology at work right there. Thank you, Shadu. You're a neuroscientist. You're also a computer scientist. What happens when those two worlds collide for you?
I think they have. That's what's very exciting for me as a technologist, is to see those fields come together and actually drive capabilities that are changing the world. This ability to scale expertise and to scale knowledge transfer and all of that is how we're going to solve the biggest problems in the world. This is the tool that humanity needs to actually go bigger, higher levels of collaboration and problem-solving capabilities.
Baidu Create's also an opportunity for us to check in on the latest in autonomous driving from Baidu. We spoke to their head of hardware to learn more.
My team, actually, the whole group is working on is in autonomous driving technologies. We're tuning the traffic light and also the overall infrastructure to make it friendly for autonomous driving. In top 7, we want to improve the efficiency of the city and transportation. We can bring the freedom to the people so they can have mobility. The early stage of autonomous driving technology invented, actually trying to make sure the younger, the elder, and the disability people can get freely moving from point A to point B. But on top of that one, even the ordinary audience can make use of this new technology. I think Intel is the leader on computation technology. And which while autonomous driving technology demanding high computations. So we are definitely perfect partner together to developing this technology to make it live.
I coined this word Bai-Tel right on this side. So I think Baidu as a leading AI company trying to develop a full stack of AI technology from learning frame to automated model construction to different technology with data modality to come to application development. And Intel worked very hard on the hardware design part, taking care of the ecosystem. So the combination between Baidu AI technology and Intel hardware technology, we are going to see huge impact in both business development and technology development. So I really look forward to this Bai-Tel. AI, are going to create enormous job opportunities. So we need to make sure during this transition period, people get retrained, they be able to embrace the benefit brought up by the technology.
Is AI becoming more scalable? Is it becoming a tool that the masses can use, or are we still talking about people with tenured PhDs?
I mean, right now we're in that transitionary phase. I would say even 3 or 4 years ago, there was no TensorFlow. TensorFlow was announced at the end of 2015. So the world is shifting beneath our feet right now. But these tools are becoming more and more mature. Now there are established methodologies for training, transfer learning, and deployment, right? And optimization for deployment. So all of these things are still in the research phase, but very quickly going from research to actual practice.
Thanks for watching our coverage from Baidu Create 2019. You're watching Shift, presented by Intel and GeekWire. We've taken a look at the future of AI. We've learned about an exciting partnership between Intel and Baidu. On behalf of the GeekWire Studios team and all of Intel, we'll see you next year!